Hello, friends, and welcome to another Capitalize Your Best podcast, where we help you capitalize on what you do best to grow your revenue. My name is Gordon Duncan. I'm the owner of Capitalize Marketing and Consulting, and I'm proud to come to you every Wednesday with this podcast where we help you with business and marketing advice. We want to offer practical solutions that you can immediately implement. So, this is part of three podcasts in our network. On Monday, we have the This Is Gonna Hurt podcast, which focuses on making a better you. Wednesday, this podcast where it's business and marketing advice. And then we just recently relaunched the Friday podcast, which is called You're Entitled to Your Opinion. And that's just a fun podcast about genre, movies, books, and that kind of thing. But today, let's get straight to it. We want to talk about times that we've been tempted to quit in our businesses and how to keep going. And what I'd like to do is share with you three times that I've been tempted to quit in my business and entrepreneurial journey. And I want to share with you the lessons I've learned and what's kept me going along the way. Because I've been doing this since 2003. That's when I started my first business. I've also started two churches. And along the way, there have been many times I've been tempted to quit. And I want to share with you the circumstances and why I didn't. So let me hop right in. When I launched my first business, it was primarily consulting with eye doctors. And I began to add marketing and things like that. But my very first paid client was a client down in North Carolina. And it was enough to pay the bills. I was going twice a week. I was getting paid several $100s a day. I thought I was making just really good money. It was an eye care practice that had, I don't know, they had, I think, 3 offices, and they were asking me to help them organize and grow their revenue. And so that was my focus. As things progressed, I began playing a part in helping their manager and helping the owner. I was playing a part in hiring, firing, and I was very involved in the business. But at one point in time, I could see that things were beginning to fade. Well, one day I come into the office and the atmosphere's changed. I had made a recommendation for a hire that wasn't working out. And as soon as I got there, the doctor sat me down and just said, Gordon, we don't need your services anymore. And it was very matter of fact. And there was nothing I could do. And this was practically, it was like 98% of our revenue. And I was working this business trying to go to seminary, and I had another job offer that I didn't really want to take, but it meant I would have to derail my seminary plans. And I went home and Amy was like, "What are you doing here?" And I told her I've been let go. She's like, "What are you going to do?" I'm like, "I'm going to eat a sandwich and I'm going to go knock on some doors." And at that moment, I was tempted to quit running my own business. I was tempted to quit seminary. I was tempted to grab the job I had been offered, but I didn't. And I tell you why. I've truly felt that going to seminary at that time was exactly what I was supposed to do and what I was called to do. I knew that I had learned some lessons already from that first experience with that first doctor. I knew I had more to offer, and I immediately went and started calling other doctors and knocking on doors. And I had another gig within, I think it was a week or so. And what was reminding me to go forward was my definitive purpose. At that point in time, my business was just a means and end to get me to seminary and to graduate. And I knew that that was my purpose, and I wasn't going to be derailed from this, and I was going to learn the lesson from that. So that was the first time. And by the way, these 3 examples are not the only times I've ever been tempted to quit, but it's 3 I wanted to share with you. But what kept me going that first time was definitiveness of purpose. Okay. So the second was maybe only a year and a half ago, and the business was slowing down, and I had lost some contracts. And Amy and I were away for an overnight. She had won a hotel stay and a comedy club ticket, and we were away. And I was worried about the business, and I had not shared with Amy how things were struggling. And the hotel was this revamped hotel in Richmond. It was very cute, but it was, I mean, the air conditioning was struggling, and we had fun. We got home, and again, it was just not. It was so hot in there, and we could not stay cool. And I woke up in the middle of the night, And it was the first time I had ever, I mean, at that point in time, I was 50 some years old. I had never had a panic attack. And that was my first panic attack. I woke up with heart palpitations and I was sweaty and I was struggling to breathe. And I sat up and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't feel like, my arm wasn't hurting. I didn't feel like I was having a heart attack. I didn't have chest pains, but I just couldn't breathe and I was sweating. And I realized I'm having a panic attack. Am I doing the wrong thing? And what kept me going was I needed to be more honest with Amy about the circumstances. And I needed to step away from things that were distracting me. I had become very distracted. And it took me a while to walk away from distractions to get more focused, but I did. And when I did, the business had an upturn and responded. And so, what that one taught me was more honesty and avoid distractions. That's what kept me going. I was tempted to quit, but more honesty and stepping away from distractions. So in the first one, it was having a purpose. The second one, I needed to be more honest and avoid distractions. That's what kept me from quitting. Now, the third, believe it or not, was this past summer. This summer, with the economy, the beginning of the worries of the government shutdown, same thing, business slowed down again. And emotionally, I was struggling. And what kept me going was that I had learned how to keep going. That was it. I knew how to keep going. I've been through this before. It doesn't change. The first 5 years of a business is just paying tuition. And though I've been doing this since '03, Capitalize is around 5, 6, 7 years old. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just learning how to keep going. And that's what did it. I had learned keep going enables you to keep going. So if right now you're tempted to quit in your business, think about this. First of all, do you know your purpose? Do you have a definitive purpose? That was the kind of language Napoleon Hill uses in Think and Grow Rich. Do you have a definitive purpose? If you don't, you're going to quit. Secondly, are you being honest and are you avoiding distractions? Because those are necessary. And three, the next time you're tempted to quit, you're going to know how to keep going because you've done it before. Friends, give this a consideration. My heart just hurts for you if you're thinking about quitting right now. Reach out to me. We have I will give you a free call anytime you want, and we have very affordable options of how we can help you and capitalize. But if you've got something going on, I don't want you to quit. I want you to sincerely persevere. Business is hard. It's not meant for everybody, but I believe it's meant for you, and I want to help you. So, friends, reach out to me at any point in time. Set an appointment at capitalizeyourbest.com. We have affordable ways to help you, and I'll give you a call anytime you want. But, friends, those were 3 times I was tempted to quit. And those were the 3 ways I continued going. 1, definitive purpose. 2, avoided distractions. And 3, I then knew how to keep going. I hope this is encouragement to you, friends. Give it a shot. Reach out to me. We can help you. Give me a phone call, or we've got programs that are affordable for you. But today's not the day to quit. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.